سنوات من الحصار اختبرنا كل شيء، كل شيء. لم يعد يهمنا أن نموت من الجوع، من القصف، من الغازات السامة.
We came at 4:50 in the morning with I think all of the Israeli military to evacuate my family.
Hello, my name is Stanley Heller. Welcome to The Struggle. The Struggle is shown on over 30 cable stations from Vermont to New York City, on the internet at thestruggle.org, our YouTube channel, Struggle Video Media. We've been talking about Assad's starvation of towns in Syria in several recent shows. We begin this show in Moadamiyeh, Syria, with a video of a bombing and then a defiant message by Dani Qappani in a city under siege.
هنا أطفال من الجوع، نعم. هل يموت مسنون من نقص الدواء؟ نعم. هل يتم قصفنا يوميا؟ نعم. هل يستشهد مدنيون بسبب القصف؟ نعم. هل نحن في أمان؟ لا. هل نحن في هدنة؟ لا. هل سنستسلم؟ لا. هل سنترك أرضنا؟ لا. هل سنموت هنا؟ نعم. هل يسمع أحد صوتنا؟ لا. هل يهتم أحد لأمرنا؟ لا. بعد 4 سنوات من الحصار اختبرنا كل شيء، كل شيء. لم يعد يهمنا أن نموت من الجوع، من القصف، من الغازات السامة. كل ما يهمنا هو أن تتحقق مطالبنا، ومطالبنا تتلخص في كلمة واحدة، هي الكرامة، ولا شيء سوى الكرامة. ولا يهمنا أن تتحقق على أيدينا أم أيدي أبنائنا أم أيدي أحفادنا.
As you know, Middle East Crisis Committee works closely with promoting enduring peace. A letter by that organization and Code Pink, signed by Medea Benjamin and myself, was printed in the New York Times last week. The groups call for airdrops to break the sieges of civilian areas in Syria. You can see the letter on our website, thestruggle.org. Over 1,700 people have signed a petition calling for airdrops in Syria. Go to the homepage of pepeace.org and a link will take you to the petition. Last week, we had part of an interview with Michael Courageous about Syria. He's written a new article talking about reports that the U.S. and Jordan have ordered the Southern Front to cease all attacks against Assad forces and have cut off the little weapons that they had been giving to them. So much for U.S. government outrage at Assad atrocities. We link to the article in our Syria archive at thestruggle.org. On Twitter, we follow at Yemen Post News for the latest on the Saudi-U.S. war on Yemen. The newspaper claims that over 8,000 people have been killed by Saudi bombings. This Yemen Post picture is the aftermath of a Saudi bombing that killed 7 in one family. This little-known war on Yemen by the U.S. government's dear ally will be one of the subjects that will be covered at a 2-day conference on Saudi Arabia in Washington, D.C.'s UDC Clark's Law School the weekend of March 5th and 6th. Here is a list of the impressive group of speakers. For more information, go to saudius.org. Now, interviews in Jerusalem by Dr. Abraham Weizfeld on the subject of the theft of Palestinian homes.
So here we are at Nablus and Dalman Streets at a vigil in support of the Palestinian homes that are threatened with being taken over by some illegal court actions, which are claiming that there was a couple of homes here that used to be lived in by Sephardic Jewish people a long time ago, and they're using this as an excuse to take over your home. So is this the situation, this is the condition that you find yourself in now?
Okay. The issue of my neighborhood started at 1948 when Israel started the first war between the Arab and Israel. And as you know, Israel or terrorism like Menachem Begin, the Prime Minister of Israel at 1976 or 7, they killed a lot of people from Palestine, and they refugees the people, or they make them to through to Jordan or Syria or Lebanon, as you know, where the refugees comes in that countries. The Palestinian families here in Sheikh Jarrah, all of them is refugees, people from the land in 1948, I mean the land of Palestine. The United Nations decided to build a new neighborhood for the refugees people, just to help the people, the Palestinian people. At 1952, they end to build 28 houses, and they make agreement with the Palestinian families, with the Jordanian government. It means there's three sides. It's the Jordanian government and the United Nations and the Arab or Palestinian families. They make exchange with the United Nations to exchange the refugee card with that apartment, a small apartment. It was only 7 by 7 meters. At 1973, when Israel annexed East Jerusalem to West Jerusalem, and they advertised that there is no East and West, it's only one Jerusalem, or the big Jerusalem. The first Settlers Association claimed that land, it's belonged to them. After 4 years in the Israeli court, they lose the case because they don't have any document to prove them on the land. They sold the area. They sold maybe the rights of the area to another Settlers Association. At 2006, the Israeli court decided that for both there is no enough document to prove the owner on the land, so they keep the situation without any change. The Israeli, the settlers decided to sell the rights again to another Settlers Association. At 2006, the situation in the region allowed to Israel to kill, to transfer, to do anything against the Palestinian community, and nobody check this small state. Because we talk about Israel, and it's the full right of Israel to defend itself. But I want to ask the world, all of the world, to defend itself. It's mean to transfer the Palestinian people, to transfer the Palestinian community, specifically in East Jerusalem? No. We don't agree with Israel because we know it's our full right to be here, and we're talking now about all of the Palestinian territory. Even the Palestinian leader, Abu Mazen and Mr. Yasser Arafat, agree to separate the state, Palestine, for 2 states, but Israel wants to Judaize the state. To Judaize the state, it means they want to transfer all of the Palestinian community from East Jerusalem. Now we are 300,060 people, and they want to transfer all of us. Israel doesn't care where we have to go, to Jordan, maybe to Iraq or to Egypt. Really, they don't care. But at 2008, they succeed to evict the first family. After 10 days, the guy died because he cannot stand the pressure. And at 2009, the Israeli court decided to evacuate us. They want to evacuate 37 people from my family and 17 people from the other family in Sheikh Jarrah. At the 2nd of August 2009, they came at 4:50 in the morning with all of the Israeli military to evacuate my family, and they don't try to provide anything, because the plan is to throw the families to Ramallah or any place of the Palestinian Authority. At the day 1, we started to demonstrate down there in front of my house, and we stayed there for 7 months in a small tent in the front of my house. But the Israeli government, the municipality of Jerusalem, they don't like it to protest against the wall or the water or our mosque, Al-Aqsa Mosque. Sorry. They don't like it. They took the tent 17 times. Every time they took the tent, there was arrested some people from my family, also the fees. But after 7 months, we cannot stay here because the weather, it started to rain, and it was very difficult for us because there's children and they started to be sick. Okay. This demonstration started 6 years ago, and we will continue to struggle against the apartheid of that state, to protest against the wall, the water, the services of the municipality office of Jerusalem. They just know how to collect your money, and they don't care from where you have to get it. And the situation really in East Jerusalem, very, very bad. The situation going from bad to worse, because Israel just push and push with non-stop against the Palestinian community. We hope that all of the world can help us to return my family back to my house and the other families in Sheikh Jarrah, and to end the occupation. I want to say something for all of the world. If it's in USA or Canada or France or Britain. In Palestine, if there is no peace, it means no peace in all of the world. Because here, Palestine is the center of the peace. And all we want is only peace. We don't want or we don't need more wars. It's enough. The first war in 1948, 67, 73, 82, 2000, 2002, 2004, 2006, 2008, 12, and 40. All of these wars, Israel started to attack. Actually, who want this war? It's Israel. Maybe they want to see more bloods in the area. And the Israeli government should know that if there is no peace in my house, in my country, in my neighborhood, there is no peace in all of the places or all of the world, around the world, I want to say. Yeah, but okay, this is the situation, and I hope that Israel can understand that enough for wars. Yeah.
Can I ask you one question?
Yeah.
Can you tell the public how long your family lived in the house?
Actually, we lived in the house since 1952 till 2009. From 1952 till 1973, there is nobody claim that my house or it's my land or you sit here on my land, and if you want to pay rent or something like this. Nobody. Because the plan of Israel is to transfer the Palestinian people. They came with the order evictions and they implemented. That's it.
And where did your family come from in 1952?
Yeah, my 1948. Yeah, 1948. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah, my family came from Sarafand. In Sarafand, my family, we had 18 dunams of citrus. It's mean my family. It's not poor family. There was a very rich family. The Jewish came and took all of the land and the money, and because the Arab armies, they said you can go out from the country for 1 week or 2 weeks. We want to end the Jewish or the case of the Jewish, and you come back to your house.
You mean the Jewish Zionists?
Yeah. If it's the Zionism or the Jewish, it's not very important, because if we're talking about the Jewish or the Jewish Zionism, it's really the same body. Yeah, it's not.
Here it is. Yes. Now, Sefran, where your family originally came from, where you had the citrus farm, 20 dunams. 18 dunams.
Yes.
How far away is that? Where is that located?
It's only 45, 47 kilometers from Jerusalem. It's beside Lod.
Next to Lod.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, if you went to court and asked for your land back, what would happen?
My father tried to claim in the Israeli courts, I want my land back. The Israeli court, they just refused to take the file from my father or the claim from my father. And they said, if you want your land, it's mean Israel out and you want to back to your land. Yeah.
And so they refuse to accept your legal motion.
Yeah.
But that's not legal.
You know.
Yeah, that's the way it is. I understand. Hello, Sili. You're an Israeli.
I'm Israeli.
You're at the vigil here against the seizure of Palestinian homes by various Zionist Israelis.
Right.
And your sign
is against the occupation.
Is against the occupation. So that's the neighborhood over there that is being sought to be taken over.
Yes.
Around there, and also
Sheikh Jarrah.
Sheikh Jarrah.
Yes, and this is Harun.
Harun.
Yeah. And partly 3 houses have been taken over in the past 3 or 4 even. In the past 8 years, by Israeli law.
Wow.
After injunctions to the High Court and everything, it passed.
By junctions of the High Court.
And settlers are living now in between the houses. And there's 2 families who were evacuated, see their houses seized. Shalom. And okay, Hamad is still living in his home. But there are 50 families, which means 200 people that are on a list to be evacuated. So it's not a minor issue.
Yes.
And we've been standing here in solidarity with them for about 7 years. And we hope that it might have prevented a bit the evacuation because they're on the list. Now the reason that they give in the High Court at least is that there were a few Jewish houses here before 48 that belonged to Sephardic Jews. Might be, but there were very few. And in fact, the Palestinians...
solidarity.
Yeah. The Palestinians who came here were partly refugees from 48, from Jerusalem and Jaffa, etc.
I've heard about this situation.
The second-time refugee, and
yes.
now they want to evacuate them again.
Yes.
Local, representing 14,000 people in California, voted to support BDS to help Palestinians. The United Auto Workers national leadership slandered their own local as anti-Semites and ruled the resolution out of order. Karen Eckerman, a former AFL-CIO official and board member of Jewish Voice for Peace, writes about a JVP effort to support the California local and its BDS efforts. Check our website for the link to the article.
The bad thing about fracking and infrastructure that supports that is that it's everywhere. But the good thing is that it's everywhere, because then lots of people get involved. So lots of people have done lots of things in specific places where there have been these proposals, and they've done things like go to meetings, testify at hearings, submit testimony for the record, go to protests, get arrested, lock down to equipment. And none of that has really changed anything because FERC keeps approving everything. So the group that I'm part of, Beyond Extreme Energy,
Beyond what?
Beyond Extreme Energy, also known as BXE, a group of people within that organization, we're talking about wanting to do a fast, and as like the next step, or what else can we do, because we've done everything else. I mean, these are all nonviolent, direct action type things. Well, it exists basically to approve, I mean, its purpose is to approve the stuff so it gets built. I mean, that's really what they're there for.
Right.
So, like the permit to build, the Cove Point liquefied natural gas export terminal had like 85 conditions on it. But they can still build it, and they're still building it in a very small footprint. They're adding enormous amounts of infrastructure and the same footprint where they built an import terminal like 30 or 40 years ago, which is freaking people out who live right there because there's just more and more chance of, you know, accidents or, you know, being a terrorist target. I mean, why not? It could be, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure,
They give conditions, but basically you can still, and also they lie. The companies lie on the permits.
Oh, no.
No, Sarah, I know you're really shocked, but no, they've, like for Cove Point, they didn't, they left out like 30, 40,000 people who live within what would be the, you know, the evacuation zone. They just said they didn't exist according to the permit. And even when FERC was notified, yes, all these people that live there, it didn't change anything. So people decided to do this fast, and there were a dozen people who started. They decided to do an 18-day fast, starting the day after Labor Day, September 8th, and ending the day after the Pope came to speak in Washington, which was the Friday after that. So it was basically 3 work weeks. And it was not an easy thing. I knew I wasn't going to do a 3-week fast. They also had people do partial fasts, you know, people who came down for several days or a week at a time. We also had people around the country who were fasting who couldn't come to DC. So, I mean, it was kind of this broad thing.
That's our program for today. I'm Stanley Heller for The Struggle.